All right, I'm going to do another recap kind of help video. This time is going to be for day 2 notes. Day 2 is talking about intercept form. So kind of where people are asking questions or where I saw that there were some mistakes from the exit slips and things was finding the x-intercepts and then also finding the vertex. So I'm just going to throw up maybe 1 or 2 prompts here just to give you some extra practice and a recap a little bit. So example 1. Just making up these problems as we go here. So it's going to be y equals 2 x minus 3 x minus 5. Let's try this. So this is intercept form. So it has those 2 sets of parentheses, those 2 factors. This is what we call intercept form. Intercept form helps us find the x-intercepts. And how we did this is we took each piece that has x in it, and I'm just writing it down below. I set it equal to 0. Then you solve. So this is like what we've been doing all semester. You would add 3 to the other side. You get that x is equal to 3. That is basically just a spot, a coordinate on your graph. So 3, 0. That's what I'm going to put on my graph in a moment. Let me do the other one. I take this other piece that has x in it. X minus 5 is equal to 0. Again, same thing. I solve. I add 5, get x by itself. I get that x is equal to positive 5. I can write that as a coordinate, a point, because I need to put that on my graph. Okay, so this is not going to be that great, but just to kind of show you here, I'm making my own graph. I'm just sketching it because it's the best that I can do. I want to put those points on there. So 1, oops, just putting my tick mark, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just putting 6 on there to be safe. I'm going to put a red dot at 3, 0. Okay. And I'm going to put a blue dot at 5, 0. So you can kind of see the red goes with the red, the blue goes with the blue. So that was one thing. We did that in the notes. We found the x-intercepts. Let's see, some other things that people were confused on was the vertex. So if I asked you to find the vertex from here, it is a little bit tricky. So if you can see where my cursor is at, you want to look at your graph, and between your x-intercepts, remember parabolas are symmetrical, you want to find smack dab in the middle of them. So if I go one direction from the blue and one from the red, I see that right here where my cursor is at, I'm going to make it purple. Dotted line, this is my center. That's smack dab in the middle of the red and the blue. Again, without even like really doing much, I have my axis of symmetry, that purple line. So if you want, I could write this on the side. My axis of symmetry is x equals, and that line happens to be at positive 4. So that's one thing right there. I found where it kind of cuts it in half. I found between the red and the blue point. The other thing you can do is find the vertex. Okay, this is where people were a little bit confused. So let's see if I can scoot down. Okay, so finding the vertex, and I'm going to just do this in black pen over here on the side. Okay, so I know that the axis symmetry is at positive 4. That means the x value is 4. So if I take the original problem, and I'm just writing it out, instead of the x values, I put 4 because I know that x is 4. If I put 4 in those spots, then I can solve this. Okay, and I'm just going to work this out. You could type it in your calculator. I don't have a calculator next to me, so I'm going to work this out. So 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. And then I'm going to need to do some multiplying. So 2 times 1 is positive 2. Then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So that means the y value is negative 2. So if the x value was 4, that's what I plugged in, then the y value is negative 2. I found that. And that's how you would identify the vertex. So if I went back to my graph, and I know it's just my sketch, and I needed to put my vertex, I'm going to make it green. My vertex is over at +4 and down at -2, and this would be my vertex. My vertex is on that axis of symmetry. Okay, just keep going for a second. This parabola is positive. A +2 is in the front. So if you were needing to draw this, you would connect this by, since it's positive, by opening up. And that's how you get a lot of these pieces. The only other piece, and I'll just do it while we're on this example, is the Y-intercept. So if you want to find the Y-intercept, let's put it down here. You're going to need to take the original problem, so y equals 2, and everywhere you see x, this time you put 0 there. So you put 0 for x. Okay, and then again, I'm just going to work this out by hand because I don't have a calculator. 0 minus 3 is -3. 0 minus 5 is -5. Then I'm going to do some multiplying here. So 2 minus 3 is -6. -6 times -5 becomes a +30. So what this means is that if I put the x value as 0, remember I plugged that in for x, then the y value comes out to be 30. So that means that 0, 30, if I go back to my graph, which is like heck all the way up here at the top, 0, 30, that is where this graph, if I kept drawing, it would finally go through 0, 30, that y-intercept all the way up at the top. And then that's how you would find a lot of those main pieces. Again, I hope that helps. It's just a quick recap. If you didn't watch the day 2 video, go watch it. That matches the notes. This is just extra random stuff. I just made these examples up for practice.